Hello everybody. How is everybody doing today? Let's see. I didn't do really that much this morning because of some unforeseen things, but I moved some things around, so it means I will work on Saturday. But since I really like streaming so far, I thought, okay, let's make a stream schedule together for next week, and also talk a little bit about the plans for the stream. Then we are going to upload the video from yesterday, which should already be prepared by Twitch, because I started the export this morning. And then we are going to set up the development environment / set up the project for my personal website. And then we're going to send out a tweet, but I think it will be a rather short stream today. Just a, I don't know, just a fun little stream, setting up remix, Tailwind, etc. Or, I don't know, maybe I'll run into some issues that we will be streaming until 5 o'clock. But I will be having a pretty chill day. Right off the bat, I won't be streaming tomorrow. That's because what I'm thinking right now. So let me put my mouse, which was on the charger. The way I'm thinking right now is that I want to keep Mondays and Fridays off to get in some focus work. We can always... Let's see, what is this? Okay, it's just an app. The way I'm thinking right now is that I'll keep Mondays and Fridays off streaming. Just so I can get some streaming hours under my belt, so I can get more comfortable with coding, etc. I was doing pretty well over the past few days. If I think so myself. But then again, it were relatively simple projects. Whatever I do, because I'm working / building in public, on those Mondays and Fridays, I will try to provide an update on Twitter, so everybody knows what I'm working on. And when I start the stream on Tuesday, I will also briefly go over everything I did. So, let's see. Let's build the stream schedule. Because I don't want to make the same mistake as last time. Last time I streamed, which was back in November, I went absolutely all in and it burned me out pretty quickly. I think I'm more used to speaking English more on stream, which doesn't strain me as much as it used to. And this all sounds like a load of crying, but I don't know. I'll have to take it slowly. I really love streaming. I really love to talk to everybody, but I also must be very cautious of my own time and the time that I'm productive, because I run my own business. I need to put in the hours, and while I absolutely love streaming so far, I need to get more in the habit of doing more instead of talking. I don't know. I need to balance it. Let's see. Post your stream schedule. So Monday. So Mondays will be off. Delete. I want to add a stream on Wednesday, which will run from 2 p.m. For at least 3.5 hours. Building public or working public. I think the first thing that will change once we have, okay, and Fridays, I won't be streaming on Fridays. So Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays, I will be streaming from 2 in the afternoon until 5:30. I think that's a good start. And the next step will be to also stream in the mornings on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. And then maybe a step from there will be Mondays and Fridays as well. If we get to that. If that's sustainable. I think that's the keyword. If it's sustainable. Let's see. Is there anything else I want to say about the stream schedule? Well, not really. What I said, on Monday I will still be building in public and working in public. Or I mean, I will still be building in public with some updates on Twitter. So if you're not following me on Twitter, please do. Here is my, let's see. It's there in the bottom left corner. There's my Twitter handle. Follow me over there if you want to get the regular updates on what I'm working on and what I'm talking about. Because that will be the primary source for all the work I do. But if you don't have Twitter, don't worry. I'll still go over what I did on the days I start. So the work I do on Fridays and on Mondays, I will go over on Tuesdays. Okay, so let's see. Let's cross this off the list. And what do we have to do now? We have to upload the video from yesterday. So that's no biggie. Still, I don't do any promotion for YouTube. It's just, I'm just building an archive. Some videos get absolutely, I think most videos absolutely get no views. And that's fine. It's an archive. It's my little cloud storage. Oh, see, 8 views. Oh, and even got 1 like on that one. That's fun. Let's see. Content. Okay, so it's still processing, but then I can quickly make a small little thumbnail for it. So this is nothing more than leading this. And it was yesterday, so that means it's day 2. Export it. I am a little disappointed that I can't fill this out. Actually, is there any way to set some defaults for this? Let's not bother about it now then. This is day 2. Working in public. Let's open a previous video. Creative Studio. Hey, somebody is mowing the lawn or not? What am I? Oh. They're continuing construction on one of the houses right next to mine. Hey man. Or woman. I can't really... Oh, you're Dutch. Yes, I am Dutch. Let's see. Are you Dutch as well? Or could you tell by my terrible accent? Let's see. Let's take some details from this one. German, nice. Welcome, welcome. Which part of Germany are you from? Oh, I forgot to add some previous videos to the playlist. I remember now. But I think it's only this one which I forgot to save this. Closest bird sport in the West. Oh, nice. Which I guess... What's close to the border? I'm doing some geo-guessing here. So let's see. We have Deventer. We have... So more towards the top or more to... You don't have... I don't want to give you your exact location. These are some pretty big cities. So we have Almelo and Stede. I think most of the time when I'm going to Germany, I am riding through exactly Apeldoorn, Almelo and Stede. Oldenzaal is also pretty close to the Dutch, to the German border. Let's see. Let's finish this real quickly. Okay, show me more. Allow anomaly chapters. Copy this, delete this, copy paste this. That. I do have some Dutch friends, so I recognize Dutch accent and words pretty quickly. Nice. So I can talk in Dutch then. Want dat is misschien wel een goed idee. Maar dan gaan we het gewoon zo doen. No, I will keep talking in English. As long as you don't ask me to talk German, because I think my German stopped somewhere in the second year of... I can only say some insults in Dutch. Okay, which one do you know? Now I'm interested. Videotaal. Nope. Datum. Alright, this seems about right. And let's say that we want to we plan it in for today at 6 or 5 or 5:30. En zo, je pa en ma zijn broers. I don't know if I've ever heard someone say that before. But that's pretty much a little incest joke. Let's see. Working. Public. Je hoofd is vol met zaagselhoutsnippers. You're empty-headed, yeah. Does this seem about right? I guess it does. Okay, save it, and then we can cross this one off my bloody list. Whoa, this is some really... Okay, nice. Okay, so we're ahead of schedule. In the Netherlands, we also like to cuss with diseases as well, but I won't say those on stream. Maybe on my gaming stream. I think I say lots of Dutch curse words on my Dutch gaming stream. Godverdomme. De vieze teringen. Oh no. You were thought the good Dutch cussing. Okay. Let's move on to setting up the development environment for this tiny project, which is my own website. I mean, you also, speaking of cuss words. Thanks, man. Let's see. I don't think that I will do any UI development today, but I will definitely set up remakes, Tailwind, and all that kind of fun stuff. Maybe build some small components just to try remix out and see how everything works. I really like good front-end design, I just suck at it myself. And I really like good back-end design, but I really suck at it myself. I don't know. You can't learn everything, I guess. I mean, I'm more specialized in design and front-end development. Low-level dev, yeah, exactly. And that's something I suck at. I mean, I dabbled with a little bit of backend, but more like basic things like Firebase. I still want to try out Superbase. More tools that abstract things away from me. Because I don't know. If I do more low-level dev or backend dev, for example, I'm too worried about authentication, security, and all that kind of stuff. Which I still worry about on the front end, but you have way less vulnerability issues on the front end if you don't do any crazy things. And for some reason, I don't know, all the frameworks for example in React, if you build forms, if you ever read some documentation on forms, you already get all the information about, oh, don't do this and do this for security vulnerabilities, etc. So I don't have to think about it a lot. More for low level, I do memory exploitation in binary obfuscation. That's such a difficult word to pronounce. Nice. Those are two very expensive words. Or I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4 really expensive words. Which I honestly don't know very much about. I've heard of them. But if you ask me, oh, show me those, I can. Let's see. What is memory exploitation? Something to do with memory and bypassing memory. What is memory? Memory exploit mitigation stops attack from commonly used software that the defender is not patching. Oh, okay. Is that a good... This memory corruption. So basically it's... You're a security engineer, I guess? Yeah, I do stuff like game hacking and prevention. Software protection. Yeah, of course. I actually have a family friend who did it. But he was more into... I think that's a different kind of sport penetration testing and all that kind of things. Those kind of things. This was actually a topic, security, that I was really interested back in college, but I never pursued it because, I don't know, we didn't have that good of teachers on this subject. And I pretty much started working as a front-end dev because that was required of me in my previous company, at my first company. But let's see. Let's just spin up a remix, because what did I want to do? Remix, yes. Okay, remix for Next.js. We pretty much decided yesterday that we wanted to dabble with remix. I mean, let's just set up a remix project with some Tailwind and do a little bit of, I don't know, creative front-end stuff. Just fuck around a little bit. And then if I don't like it, I can always go back to Next.js. I mean, let's have some fun this final 2 days of the first real working week, I guess. And then next week we can decide what we are going for and can start building the actual website. Yeah, penetrating is similar, but a little bit broad in my area. Yeah, exactly. I can understand that. I don't know. I just think it's a beautiful profession, security. I don't know. It always gets to... Is it... I don't mean this in any disrespectful way, but is it really that difficult as most people think? Because when I think of security, I think of plenty of open terminals, plenty of guessing, plenty of writing toolings with difficult algorithms to separate what's good from the bad, etc. Okay, I already know the marketing website. I just want to get started. I have to build this on my Windows computer now since I will be doing this on stream. I want my MacBook. Okay, let's see if this works. I have a show. I really have to get rid of this warning. Unable to find the selected. Let me add this to my to-do list. Oh shit, what did I open? Oh, I guess here. Security is a very broad field where lots of different skill sets are needed, so I guess the cliche doesn't always apply. You can also do security if you're not able to code because someone needs to work with people, etc. Yeah, exactly. I know of those videos on YouTube where people are basically hacking. I don't know if that's the correct word. Maybe in your field you it's wasn't it called like people engineering or something? People exploitation, where they like call your social engineering. That's exactly what I was thinking about. Where they like call your provider and be like, oh, my husband is really, and they put, I think it's a famous video. They put on a video of a crying baby in the background, and she basically was able to get all his information, password or password reset link to her email. It was crazy. But I have to let's see. I will do this tomorrow. Resolve issue in Windows terminal. Enable to find blah blah blah. Where does this error come from? Think I might have enabled this font via what is it called again? Pick it then. But just curious, if you're talking about game hacking and prevention, are you talking, for example, I think that was it a month ago or maybe a couple of months ago, there was a big exploit in Apache, which also affected many Minecraft servers. Is that something you work on? What LS? Something in my mind says it was LS10 exploit or something along those lines, or maybe I'm completely off it and I'm just thinking of something else that's occupying the back of my mind. Log4j, that LS10, why, what? Why am I thinking of LS10? Okay, no, it was Log4j. It was Log4j. So, basically, when such an exploit surfaces, you're basically stressed the fuck out. Basically affecting all Java apps that use Log4j library. Yeah, exactly. It was a mess. My whole Twitter feed was full with people screaming fire and murder. And funny videos about people wreaking havoc in Minecraft servers. But I don't know if you can say this. Nah, it was pretty funny. It wasn't funny for the people who were being affected by it. But I don't know. Let's see, web dev. Okay. Tutorials. Quick start. We're going to be short quoting this quick start. If you look to see what we're about 50 minutes, this is it. Creating the initial new remix project. MPX create. Okay. Whatever you named your remake. So let's do this. I'm more into game hacking itself, like cheating scene and anti-cheat, not direct exploit. Ah, alright. Like the legitimate side of game hacking, or are you the one that provides all the exploits for Warzone and Apex Legends, like the cheat itself, or are you working on the anti-cheat systems, like finding the exploits before a malicious person finds the exploits? And know that I'm not judging. Where would you like to create your app? Let's say it on where do you want to deploy? I want to deploy to Vercel. I want to dabble with TypeScript. Do you want to run? Yes. Well, let's say I'm on both sides. I do help anti-cheat development for some games, but do develop cheats for others. Yeah, that's fair, I guess, if you have the skills. Hey, Pat. Welcome back. Also, I forgot to set up... Oh no, I have to run toggle. Let's say... exploring remix. Let's call it exploring remix. What is toggle time? That's basically just my time tracking to make sure I'm putting in enough hours. And it's also required by law because I run my own business. The government needs to be able to see where my time is going, which makes me eligible for some, I guess, tax benefits. I mean, I don't guess. I know. If I work right around 1,225 hours this year, which is, I think, 40 hours a week for 32 weeks. I need to also make a calendar free, so... But let me finish my small story about why I track my hours. It basically gives me tax benefits. I can think there is one tax benefit that gives me right around a 4,000 to 7,000 euro benefit, assuming I make that kind of money before the end of the year, which I might make or might not, depending on how much time I allocate to freelancing and how much time I allocate to building my own projects. I need to start to make a calendar. I'm free to school. Yeah, I mean, the biggest benefit of tracking time, it basically is to, on the one side, it's absolutely annoying tracking time. I mean, as you just noticed, I forgot already to start up a timer. But on the other side, it's really good if you track everything because you get a better sense of how long you'll be working on something. Especially when I was working for my previous company, over time you started to see, okay, we need to build a similar website to a previous client. How much time did we spend on that? We put a couple of hours on top of that just to be sure, and it almost always checked out. Do you want to post a remix? No, serve some remix, npm fund, CD. Okay, let's open up this new remix project. So let's see, let's tick this off. We did that, we also did that. Now it's finally time for me to also learn TypeScript, which I've been putting off for ages. Worked with types before, but I don't know. Yeah, it's pretty. I don't know if it. Can I say it's similar to? Yeah, I can say it's similar to Next.js in a sense. It's a new kid on the block. Everybody is buzzing about it, and I'm just basically what it does is doesn't where Next.js goes the statically generated route. God damn it! What pronunciation? Statically generated route. Remix renders more on the server and tries to hide rates. I think it's made by the I know this for sure. It's made by the authors of React Router. TypeScript. I like how you put the word conquer in there. I don't know. This is a common theme of foreigners. I don't know. Every time someone around my age visits the Netherlands, they always leave with the word conquer, which isn't that good of a word, I guess. I don't know. If you just go throwing around that word here in the Netherlands, people will get very upset. But I don't know. I know people who use that word. I'm not easily offended by a word, but some people do. Why is everybody sending me messages? Just let me work, please. By the way, hard to make vanilla jazz page not found. By the way, is it hard to make? Do you mean, Pat? Do you mean making a 404? Why would you need to write a not found page in vanilla jazz? I think the default is just make an HTML template 404 and then not found path. No, that's just a yeah, I only use it currently. It's definitely not a good word. Oh no, I'm not even slightly upset at all. Don't worry about that if you were even worried about that. I mean, error 404 custom. You can create a custom 404 page, I think, on any router that has, I think, Apache and both Apache and Nginx all both use the default that you can just make a 404.html in the root of your project, and it will be thrown as soon as someone enters a path that doesn't exist. But let's spin up this baby. What is it? Read me. Okay. If you like to avoid using it, I don't want to set up any directory at all. Okay, so it's just npm run dev. Hey, thanks for following. How do I pronounce your Twitch username? Dr. 4K Onia is something that comes to mind. Draconia, that was something I thought, but Draconia. Draconia. Drake, do I call you Drake? Champagne Papi. Because someone took the... yeah. I know the feel. Dragonia. As soon as I fuck up, just call me out on it. I will try to remember. I will do my best. But let's see. If I'm not mistaken, we now have something up and running. We have a remix thingy. Okay, let's explore this a little bit. Let's make this bigger. Let's make this smaller. That's what she said. Okay, so we pretty much have the same project layout as Next.js in a sense. Although I'm pretty pissed off that it isn't in the source folder. But I can get over that because it's... yeah, okay. Okay, so this is the build folder, which I don't worry about at all. How does the output of these... This is the root. Which is basically just an object which exports a bunch of things, and this is for the hydration, I guess. And this is the source. Yeah, okay, this is just a bunch of compiled gibberish. How big is this file? So 670. Okay. Not too bad, not too great. But it's just, I don't know. I think if I build this, it will be a lot smaller. Okay, then we have an app folder with the root. Is it readable for you guys, or should I make it just a little bit bigger? Let me know. Fine for me. Nice. Okay, we have a meta. I think this is for populating the meta. So if I change this to vankrui.com, it will change this. Okay, let me put this Twitch dashboard thing to the side because I want to go up mine. Okay. So we have vankrui.com now. The meta, we have the links, and I think these links are composed of Can I actually... Okay. But what's inside prefetch? Okay, so the page links, the scripting, everything is done from here. It's not something I should worry about, something that's in default. Scroll restoration. What is this? I want to understand everything that's going on. The specs provide all components looking with objects and help it. Okay, but this is... This component will emulate the browser scroll restoration on local location changes. Hopefully you never notice this component at all. It must be the last element on the page right before the scripts. Okay, so I can't fuck around with that one. Last element before the scripts. And then we have a live reload, which is for development. And then we have outlet. This component is a wraparound React browser outlet with ability to pass UI state down nested route. You can use this as a loaded... Okay, blah blah blah. Okay. Okay. I'm already worried about having to work with TypeScript. If someone in the chat has experience with TypeScript, call me out on every fuck up. Please. I might actually get someone to review my site for me, especially regarding the TypeScript stuff. Because I have to learn it someday, I guess. And what better way for your own project and live on Twitch where everybody can see that you absolutely suck at TypeScript and call you out on it and say that you suck. I don't know. I'd rather have someone saying that I suck and why I suck than not saying it at all. Yes. Okay, so I can get behind this. And a request with request response status with a number response header with a header. Okay, I can get behind that. This is the entry for the server. Is this actually in the quick start guide? Maybe I'm just now doing things on my own, which is already described. I let some of my friends review code text before I release the public post or real blog post. Code reviews are always nice. Yeah, exactly. Most of the time, if I publish a more detailed blog post, I get it reviewed by some people. I mean, my code was almost always reviewed until I became senior. Because we were a small company. It's still pretty weird that I became a senior. Because I don't feel like a senior at all. But hey, that's just the way things work, I guess. But where was the... I just want to get to the quick start. Getting started. Quick start. Okay, we're going to get some word and blah blah blah. Open yep, do this. Your first route. We're going to make a new... Am I going to do this? I guess let's just follow the quick start guide and maybe we can nuke this whole project and set it up again once we get comfortable with Remix. We're going to make a new route. That renders post URL. Before that, let's link to it. Add a link in root. Okay. Okay, so then where do we place this? Am I in the right? Why do you need to place this in the root? Okay. Kind of odd, but... 4. Okay, now we get a 404 not found, which is cool. Back in the browser, go ahead and click the link you see for 4 page. Okay, that's right. Expected behavior. Create a new file in the app routes post index.ds. Okay, so we have to make a new file in app and we call it posts and we index.dsx. Okay, anytime you see a terminal command, it creates whatever. Yeah, I don't. Okay, I didn't use the command line. Fuck it. Okay, now we have an application error, which is fine. Export default function posts. Let's just do it exactly like in the tutorial. Okay, now we have a post page, so this pretty much functions as navigation. Now I can go back and we can go forward, and we have a post page, and we can upload pay with not lorem. And this works, and it changes and it builds. You know weird things to take into account. Loading data. Loading data. The data loading is built into Remix. Yada yada yada. Yada yada yada. Okay, I might have to read this because it contains some useful information about how Remix works under the hood. Create 2 things here, API route. Yeah, exactly. Create an API route and add a front component, which is pretty much the way it works in... No, it doesn't work that way in Next.js because you can also use a function in the frontend file, which basically is a backend function written in your frontend file. Okay, this is a good way of thinking about it. You can think of your Remix routes as backend views using React for templating. I can get behind that. But then they know how to seamlessly hydrate the browser to it. Okay, then it's all Remix magic sprinkled on top of it. It's progressive amendments realized that fullest. Do I agree with that? I don't know. Additionally, your routes are their own controller. Okay, so let's get to it and provide some data to our components. Cookie. So we have import. Why don't you just copy paste it? Because for some reason I think typing things over makes me learn things better. Making small mistakes, small typos, etc. I don't know. Am I the only one who thinks this way? I know a lot of people are just copy paste everything and see if it works. I don't know. I just don't think that's the way to go. And I'm somewhat of a keyboard whore. I like to type. I don't know. Oh well, it cost me a little bit more time. Which is an async. So use loader data, which is in this post file, and then we just return a array with an object slug my first post and a title my first post, and we can do like, okay, so right off the bat you have to be sure that you don't have any duplicates. How does it handle the... Okay, let's not worry about this. I'm getting way ahead of myself, which I tend to do. Okay, let's just not capitalize everything. Okay, and then you can do const post is use loader data. So is it convention then that you always call this constant loader? Make the post route loader. This is actually something. Was update? Is it any? Okay, so this is the fetch. Okay, fair enough. They are not very clear on whether loader data always needs to have access to a function or a constant that's called loader. Oh well, let's just use the convention. You won't have multiple loader constants per file because that's illegal. Okay, and then I guess just console log posts. They are both logged in on the server and on the client. Okay, this is nice. Okay, I like the part where they say that the lines are blurry, but I don't like the part where they don't talk about the why. Why is it a good thing that the lines are so blurry? And this is where we say, oh well, just finish the damn tutorial and worry about those stuff later. Okay, maybe I have to let's say learning remix.js. Maybe people will join the stream who will call me out on every fuck up, which is a nice way of learning for some reason. Okay, and then they'll pretty much make a I don't like to use the JSX way. Random post is post.map where let's just do P where we return a list item which needs a key, and the key is post.slug because that's unique, and then we add a link to it. And then we post slug, oh, which I already fucking up because I'm. Come on. And then we can do like read title. Oh my god, do we really have to need? So basically I have to make an interface for yeah, okay. If I were to create a type for this, I probably have to make a type post. Does it work this way where you say slug is string and like title is string, and then you create like a type posts where it's a post array? Does this make sense? I guess. So you can say this. And then in here you can do like render posts. And it works. Nice. Cool. Let's see. Oh. Yeah, okay, it was already here. So they basically say you export the type so it can be used. And I didn't do this right because you need to. This is the syntax. And then they don't have a type post because they pretty much say, oh, okay. Oh, that's not. Oh, TypeScript is met. So let's. Okay, this. Okay. This is pretty helpful. This is helping me learn TypeScript a little bit better. To have hands-on, because React doesn't do this, and I'm glad that Remix does this. So say, okay, if we include TypeScript, do it this way because we do it this way, or we expect you to do it this way, or we recommend you to do it this way. I don't know. What I'm trying to say is that I like it. It helps me. And then you do, of course, you do return posts. But if I'm not mistaken, if I was to, you would say it right here, right? Like you will give the return type here instead of only including here. Oh well. Let's just follow the tutorial and not bitch about it too much. This is really something for a review stage. If you have any TypeScript experts, please don't hesitate to educate me. Okay, so pretty much you say before the function, you do like, well, you declare the type, which returns. But my TypeScript didn't complain like at all. Maybe a little bit. I don't have every promise. Okay, cool. Okay, so we included TypeScript. That's pretty cool. We get a pretty solid degree of type safety, even over never grab because it's all defined in the same file. Okay, that's actually pretty cool. So I don't need to update an API, for example, one of these API files, because we all handle this inside of the, what they describe as a, you can see this as a controller file, which me likey. Remember the components over its own API route. Yep. A little refactoring. A sort of practice is to create a module that deals with a particular concern. Now, okay, it's going to be reading and writing post. Let's set it up now and add a get post export to a module. So a sort of is create a module that okay. Why? Okay, there's a. Let's follow the damn tutorial, Tom. Don't be a dick. So there's a post.ts, which is not a TSX file. Ah, okay. So they basically move this stuff to its. Okay, I can get behind that. Port type. Basically, what I can just grab it from here, paste it into here, and then grab this, paste it into here, do it like this, and they do it a little bit different. Instead of calling it the loader, they call it export. Don't they have any format? Yeah, I know. Then we import. Post, not posts. Import type. Post. What's up here? Why isn't it formatting? Fucking. Okay, I will... Let's not worry about formatting. I'm already decided on that I will create a fresh project once we really start using Remix. Okay, and then we still need to include the loader because now everything will break. Const loader is an async arrow function, which basically doesn't get every command. So we'll say get posts. And now, if I'm not mistaken, everything will work. Yep, it does. Filling from a data source. Okay. If we want to build this for real, we want to store our post in a database somewhere like Postgres. So basically, okay, I'm going to do this inside of Notion for my personal website. Because I don't need anything fancy. This is a quick start, so we're just using the file system. Okay. Fair fucking enough. Instead of hard coding our links, we'll read them from the file system. Create a post folder in the root of the project. I will create a post folder. Post this posts. And now we like my first post markdown. And we do like 90s mixtape markdown. Okay, and this is exactly what I'm going to copy paste. Oh, but now that I'm thinking about this, I could also omit Notion altogether and just write markdown files and pull those posts from the file system. But that would require me to update GitHub or update the repository and have automatic deployment ready. Vercel already does this. No. Do I want that? No, I'd rather use Notion. That way I don't have to commit every time I make a small change to the website. I think that will make the version history much cleaner. And it's also way easier to make updates on the fly if it's Notion. I could just open up my phone, alter the Notion page if there's any error. For example, when I'm... I don't know, what the fuck am I doing? I'm almost always home during the pandemic. Maybe when I'm taking this shit, I'll be like, oh, I get a message that there's an error in my blog. I can just update it via Notion on the toilet. Instead of, oh, now I have to open GitHub. I have to grab my MacBook and sit on the toilet. Not a very likely scenario to happen, but a scenario altogether. Notion is the way to go. What is that? I think there's something to say for that the version history of the project will stay much cleaner if you don't have to make a commit every time you change the markdown file. Or we have to tag those commits. No, we'll stick with Notion. Fuck it. Okay, let's continue. Update get posts. Let's see. Okay, they want me to add a... We need to npm. Have I ever used npm? What is npm? Is this new? Is this an alias? Yeah, exactly. Okay. This is why I like doing quick setups and reading documentation. I use a markdown-based block system and my commits are probably a trash file. Yeah. I mean, there's also something to say for it's just a personal project, so why do I care about my commit history? If I make a mistake, it will probably not be that big of a mistake that I need to rewrite the whole commit history or what. Or even something remotely close to that. But I'm kind of... I don't know. why do it if I have a better solution that also is beneficial for me in other ways? Is that a valid reason? I think so. Oh yeah, my blog repo is private anyway, so it does not matter. Yeah, I think I will open source my my repository for my personal site. I don't know, so recruiters can see how I write code. It will be pretty basic, but it's another portfolio item altogether. Okay, so we did this. Let's... Okay, an FS is already part and path also. So this is the only thing we'll need to add. Extreme weapons and experimental feature. Okay. Okay. So now we're in post.ts. We import. Okay, let's copy paste this. Because this can kind of annoying. As long as we don't... Yeah, open source is nice, but the blog is messy since I'm very bad with web stuff and I don't want people to see that. I do open source my own project. Yeah, whatever is your field of expertise, I guess. I also wouldn't want to open source my backend work. I mean, there will be a little bit of backend code with pulling from Notion and everything, but can you really call that a backend? For a fact, it's backend code, but I don't know. It's just some silly fetching, which can only happen via Node.js. Because the Notion package requires Node.js. More copy and pasting than that I actually know what I'm... That's also not true. I know exactly what I'm doing. Let me put it this way. If you want me to publish a backend that uses authentication and all the and validation, all that kind of fun stuff, I don't want to have that open source as well until I'm pretty sure that it's code reviewed. Basically that is code reviewed, and I went through the review and fixed all the things that were messy or weren't, I guess, good or good defaults. Yeah, okay, yeah. Oh yeah, that was your final chat. I don't know. I think it's the same. Yeah, it's pretty much the same for me. Let's look at my GitHub. Let's look at my GitHub. What projects do I have in private and what projects do I have in public? I think see, I left a lot of repositories due to quitting my job. So, okay, this is open source. This was a course. Okay, to my GitHub? Yeah, sure. I mean, it's nothing fancy because most of my work was based in private repositories, but hey, go ahead. You should see my MacBook directory of all the projects I've been working on for the last couple of years. Yeah, sure. I think this is the... If you want to look at something, I guess... Can you see the overview? Can you see the other projects? Because I've been part of another project, Upper Plant, which is closed source, but I mean, the publisher club might be open source. Why did he close this down? Wait. Because I have a blog post up and running, and I don't want people to get... Ah, yeah, this is the public template. Okay, good. I was almost worried. I think that's my biggest regret really from the past couple of years, past 7 years, that I didn't do any real open source work. Most of it was closed source, invited to clients. I mean, that's the thing with being a small agency. You're mostly hired to do some landing pages, some WordPress websites. And also, I was part of a very large project called Senior Wooly, which you can find here. for which we did the whole student and teacher dashboard, which was a pretty intense and big project. We worked on this for several years. I don't think I have any logins yet because those have been revoked. But it's not code you can find. I have a few also, but nothing too big. Yeah, I guess maybe I need to make that a priority this year, or maybe a goal to I don't know, do open source work in 5 different projects. But I just have a lot to focus on myself. But it's nice to give back to the community. But maybe this stream is sort of giving back to the community, because a lot of people come into my streams and ask career-related questions. Yeah, sure. Show me. I don't have any experience with security work, but it's maybe fun to poke around in. It's a pretty chill stream today. Simple GUI, I have to simplify menus. Yeah, see? I already don't know what this is. Ah, she's sharp! I never know how to read these kinds of projects, but I guess it's pretty similar. It should have some sort of... Oh my god. Oh, this is just a generated file, I guess. Let me poke around in this. So you can see that I absolutely understand fuck all of it. Origami is probably the most clean, it's probably the cleanest project, which is this one. Packer compressing .NET assemblies. Wait, it even has a small logo. Nice. Yeah, I don't have any experience with these kinds of projects at all. But it's nice to being introduced to programs that I don't understand. Because even if I'm reading this, I mean, can I tell you what's happening? No, not really. But can I read parts of it? Pretty much. So you also need a... Okay, so that's pretty much that. Are these all generated files? Runtime code's pretty nice. Yeah, what I said. I don't know what I'm looking for and what I'm looking at. I never dabbled into... That's not true. I dabbled a little bit into Rust and way back into C++, but it just wasn't for me. I didn't have any... I think looking back, my career is defined by mentors. I didn't have any mentors for low-level programming, but I did have mentors for web development. Oh, but it does look nice. Something about the code style that I like. Although I never understand putting... I think that's just convention in C. I want to see that right here. I don't know. Sometimes this pisses me off. I want to see it this way. And not this way. This feels wrong. But hey, that's just me. I wrote a blog post explaining this whole thing in great detail. Can you send me the blog post? I might save it for later. It's good to challenge myself and to learn about things I don't know. I would encourage everyone to do that, because that's how I got into front-end development. I was like, oh, I like UI design and maybe I want to pick up front-end development. Read a couple of articles, thought to myself, oh, the basic don't seem that hard. They were very hard for me at the time. And look at me now. Right. Packer. Yeah, I'm going to save this for later. Just to get back at Remix. But I will let you know if I understood anything of it. Because... yeah, I don't write this kind of code. But I will do my best to understand it. Maybe tonight, maybe the weekend. Let's just edit. tomorrow, and I can always read this. I put it on my to-do list. Whoa, why is there a Pomodoro timer here? Get off my property. This UI is so hard to read. Let's get back to remix. Sure. Feedback is always appreciated, especially for people not familiar with the topic. Yeah, sure. Don't know if I'll get around more, but definitely somewhere between now and next week. Because I always say, I'm going to work in the weekends, and then I end up playing games with my friends for like 8 hours straight a day, chilling, drinking whiskey. Okay, so where were we? We were games with friends are fun. Yeah, they are. They are. We play Apex Legends a lot. I want to get back into streaming Apex Legends, but I don't know. It doesn't get much viewership, and it costs me a lot of FPS. But that's mostly part because the Dutch Apex community isn't that big, or I mean, I don't know if Twitch is that big in the Netherlands, like at all. It's a niche, I guess. And that's why I like this stream a lot more, because I'm just working and sometimes people drop in and sometimes people don't. And if people drop in like you, I can have a conversation and learn about new things. Where in a game stream, mostly it is, oh, you suck. Or, oh, nice play. Not real conversation starters, if you ask me. But let's see. So we defined the posts path is path.join. Okay, then we have this, which I remember. And then we go back one level, and then we go posts. Can this be a little bit... okay. They probably thought this out way better than me. I basically only was coding and co-working stuff with a few exceptions. The people in this category are a lot more chill and nice to talk to. Yeah, exactly. I used to watch co-working streams a lot when I wasn't streaming myself. I don't know. Working remotely sometimes requires something to run in the background. I don't know, to keep me sane. Sometimes I had like Apex or gaming streams in the background, but only of chill people. Like, I find ASU really chill. Rogue is also pretty chill, but probably if you're not part of the Apex community, those names won't mean anything to you. Yeah, I just feel so bored when I work alone all day. Yeah, I don't know if bored really does for me. I mean, I have phases throughout the day. Sometimes I'm like really focused on something and I don't even put on music. I just want to focus for a couple of hours. But especially in the early morning and towards the end of the day, I think I get a little bit more bored or unproductive. And then I usually put on or some music, like right now, or a stream or a YouTube video, just to chill out a bit. Maybe normally I don't really interact with the streamers. I don't know, sometimes if it's a front-end stream I would post a solution or suggestion. That's all. But that's something I want to get better at as well this year. Communicating more with people I don't know on the internet. I mean, it's succeeding a little bit. Look, Mom, I'm doing it. There's just so much I want to learn. And I'm glad this time it isn't just like programming. It's actually more, I don't know, life skills. It doesn't matter if I do front end or if I'm going to mop floors. You always have to talk to people. You always have to communicate. You always have to sell yourself. Those are good skills to have, I guess. Okay, so we basically... Wait. So we have the... Oh, wait, I'm doing this wrong. I wasn't paying attention. So we have created a dir where we wait for the file. Yeah, people skills are really important. Yeah, I'm alright with people skills, but I noticed a lot that, especially in a foreign language like English, it was... I always were a little arrogant thinking, okay, oh, I can express myself perfectly fine in the English language. And then I started streaming like 5 times a day back at the end of last year, and it burned me out. I was struggling, I was mumbling a lot. For me, I wasn't making any sense. For the viewers at the time, they were like, oh yeah, you're doing all right. But I think they were more kind than they were being honest. It's a little bit better right now. Also, partly because I'm like, okay, you know what, fuck it. I will just do my best. And just like with working out over the past 1.5 years, if you do something consistently, you will eventually get better at it the more you do it. Isn't it with everything in life? I mean, if you don't have legs, you can get better at running. But okay, that was a little bit too dark for this time of the day. Oh, sorry. Dear map async file name. Okay, so what are we doing? We're like getting the post, so we are waiting for the read directory, and then we map over the directory, which returns the file name, which then we want to read the file with, and then we join posts path with the file name. And then we have a... Okay, I already fucked up something. Which is the path join. And for some reason, exactly, you can do that. And then you can have... We need to parse front matter. What is this front matter package exactly? Because I added it to the project, but I don't know. Yeah, it took me a while to improve my English. I have quite a few international friends that don't speak my language, so English is the only way. Yeah, same for me. Especially with this whole freelancing endeavor that I'm starting. It's like you have to hop on calls with clients, and those clients also don't come from places where they speak sufficient English or good enough English. So better improve it so you can understand those different accents as well. I don't know. I always had problems with understanding Spanish people who talk English. Or I think most of those southern languages like Spanish, Portuguese. And then I also writing blog posts in English and later that way. Yeah, exactly. Me too. On the side I run remote one-on-one. This was actually one of my projects to write more, and since it has gotten a little mad, and I now write pretty often, once a month at least. Wait, let me reply to my sister. Sentence. This is not what I was. Front-end matter npm. Extract metadata from matter from documents. This module does not do any. Okay, yeah, I get that. Okay, so you end up with an object. Yeah. And it does parse the body. But does it parse all the markdowns? So Yeah, let's not get too hung up on this because I won't use it for my project. So let's see. Oh no, 5 viewers. Now I'm getting stressed out. I'm happy with you all being here. I really appreciate it. Drop a line in the chat. If you want to, and if you want to lurk, that's fine as well. Only happy little vibes. I'm so tempted to just copy paste things. But let's not do that. Why is this? Tell me why. Okay, nice. Const attributes is sparse from matter. Yeah, exactly. What I said, I don't want to copy and paste things because I don't know, it doesn't help me learn anything. Only be like, oh yeah, indeed, the documentation works. Whoa, big surprise. What I wrote down in the documentation works. Who would have thought? Return slug file name dot replace. Okay, I'm actually going to copy this regex. I'm going to start to attributes. Why the fuck are you pissing me off? Where did I go wrong? Pause from matter file to string. Ah, because I put it in there. I'm stupid. Object is of type unknown. Yeah. Wait, can I basic function? Did I fuck up again? See, and this is why I don't copy and paste, because I don't know what error I made. But it definitely has something to do with something I forgot. Okay, so we forgot to include async over here. That makes sense. So now we got rid of the async. Oh, it also told me here. Okay, nice. So it gives me some feedback. But now it tells me object is of type unknown. And why is that? So parse from matter, did we... Which basically returns false string. Which we did right. Okay, now I'm going to do something that's a tactic of me as well. And that is pretty much... like... doing... this. And now it doesn't complain. So I did something wrong. So export async get all posts. So we have the pet join, we have the get post, then we do the dir where we read the directory, then we do a return promise all, which is open, then we do a map over the directory where we have the async file name, which is an arrow function in which we await the file which reads the file system. And then we do a pet join to combine the post pet with the file name. And the post pet is pet join dir name, blah blah blah, yada posts. Okay, then we have a constant attribute, yeah, and which is taken from the parse front matter, which needs to file to string. Okay, and then we return an object with slug. ¿Qué pasa? Why is this? Where? Why is it complaining now and not? Is it in... Okay, now it's still complaining. Now it's also still complaining. Okay, you know what? Let it complain. I don't care at the moment. We'll see in a moment if it works or not. No file or directory. API posts. If you did not use it, you probably need to add an extra Untitled. Also, note. TypeScript is going to be mad at the code. Let's make it happy. Since we're reading in a file, the type system has no idea what's in there, so we need a runtime check. For that we want to make. We want an invariant method to make runtime checks like this easy. Okay, I don't know exactly what it is, but let's... it's getting hot in here. From all the mistakes I'm making. Tiny invariant. I don't know. Let's keep the stream as real as possible. And that is, if you're learning new stuff, you will make plenty of mistakes. And if I need to be the imperfect front-end developer to do it, I will be that guy. Okay, which basically... I don't know, this is something I started doing like 2 years back. Like if I include a package, I will quickly just go through the documentation just to see what's it about and what more function it has. If you're not doing this, do it. It's valuable. You can get so much out of this. So we have type post. You have okay, so then we export type post markdown attributes, which is basically why this is complaining, I guess. For all the people who just joined, if my TypeScript sucks, please tell me. I'm following the tutorial, so I get some TypeScript tips, but I'm new to TypeScript. I'm finally getting to it. Or if you have any other complaints, advice, tips, tricks, stories, let me know. As long as it's good vibes, I'm down for it. Okay, any... Okay, so probably this is any and what? Okay, function is valid post attribute. Okay, this is a function, and this probably comes with the... Then we're going to attribute. So okay, so attributes, which isn't. If it's there, then do this. Okay, and then below the attributes, we are going to check variant. I'm having a hard time reading these code styles. I don't know. It's a little different from how I normally code. which is, and then it will throw an error file name as bad meta data. And now we indeed fix this one. We say attribute is post. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Even if you aren't using TypeScript, you're going to want that elapsed text you know was wrong too. Back to the UI, we see a list of posts. Feel free to add some more posts, refresh and watch. Okay. Are you sure I added a key, right? Why is it taking? Is it because this isn't right? Seriously, do I have to do another this and then? Yeah, some styles are really horrendous. Okay, let's see what this... Yeah, that's about right. But then now it has the same key. Because it wants to... Why doesn't it take the slug? So... Let's just copy and paste this entire file and see if it's a mistake I made or... Yep, it's a mistake I made somewhere along the way. Okay, cool. And now we are going to check where did we made the mistake. So we know this directory is right. That's something we know for sure. It goes wrong with something within this promise. We map over the directory, do an async, we do file name. Okay, this is just code style. Then we return, then we call const file is await file system. Read file pet join posts pet file name. Okay, then we have the attributes, which is parse from matter file to string. Then we have this part which isn't. Then we have where did those two underscores come from? I should have seen that. And now it works. Of course. I wish I had a little replay button where I could see myself making the mistake. That would be so helpful. Just go back, see, okay, you're just an absolute idiot. Or at least there. That's where it went wrong. Okay, so dynamic route params. How late is it? How much time do we spend on this? Oh, just an hour. Just an hour. That's fine. But okay, those 2 underscores, just happy little accidents. They happen. Now let's make a route. Okay, so now we are going to create the route, the dynamic routes, which in Next.js is a little different. So it seems like here we have a slash and $. Instead of creating a route for every single one of our... Okay, I know what a dynamic route is. Touch app route posts. Posts, we do like... /$ slug. Okay, there is actually a little mistake. You just need $. This doesn't seem to be right. Okay. Let me go to export. Named function. Post sluggy. Slug. Return a div h1 so post. How long is the ship? Okay, I'm going to take a quick toilet break and get myself something to drink. I will be back in like, I don't know, 2 minutes, something along those lines. I will be back shortly. Okay, I'm back. Hello, everybody. Let's see. Where did we... Dynamic routes. Let me put in my earpieces. Thank you. Such a dry mouth from all the time. Next time streaming. Yep. I like them more than headphones, especially for, I don't know, for streaming and video calls. It's more aesthetically pleasing than having a big Razer headphones over your ears. These are, I always forget how they're called. They are actually pretty cheap and pretty good once you have the right earpiece. Let me check for you on Amazon, because that's where I ordered them. Amazon. These are these are my in-ears. They're pretty high. They have pretty good reviews. I mean, I wouldn't say they are as good as some other in-ear monitors. Nice. Yeah, I would say they're not as good as some in-ear monitor systems I've used in the past. But that being said, I did play some gigs where they, how do you say? How I'm going to tell story? I was a musician right before I went into college, so I am used to some in-ear monitoring systems. But I would say that these are probably about 70 to 80% as good as sound quality. But there's still pretty much to gain in the last 20%. I mean, especially in the bass section and in the high highs. How do you say that? Yeah, in the really high highs, they can be a little. Dutch word for this is schel. Schel. Engels. Shrill. Yeah, they can be a little shrill. Okay, that's almost the same as schrill. But my go-to headphones are, Biodynamics DT990. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I have some. Also have KRK, KRK. Yeah, I have this. I have these. They're pretty good as well. These are very neutral, which I like. I have this one. No, I have these. Yeah, I have exactly these. Yeah, cases are really good for the price. They're not perfect for the lot. Yeah, what I noticed with the cases is that they really need some time burning in. I know that's not a real thing, but for some reason I think it is true for these in-ears. But I also hooked them up to my sound interface, to my Focusrite Scarlett, which also helped a lot. So putting the output of Windows through 100 and just adjust the volume via the audio interface. But let's get back to coding. Yeah, the DT99s are also very neutral and open back, which I like because I need to hear my own voice. Yeah, exactly. Same as the KRK ones. KRK, I don't know. I think it's a German manufacturer, right? KRK. Okay, so we made a dynamic route. You can click on one of the posts and you should see a new page. Harder. Yep. Okay. Now we are going to use the loader data from Remix again, which is basically data fetching. And again, here they also use the name loader for the constant function. So I think that is pretty much needed whenever you use loader data. If someone knows, please tell me if that's required. Can I call this like, I don't know, bleep bloop? And would it then still work? I can try that out, right? Let's just go to do index. And let's call this loader bleep bloop. Will it still work? We save this? Nope. Use loader data. Okay, it has to be named loader. Okay. Now we know. Okay, that will... Okay, that will not fix it. Yeah, it doesn't have a type. We'll get to that shortly. Now I'm counting on the, on the tutorial to tell me how TypeScript works. Okay, so we basically have to write the type in here as well. So we both probably make a post type. Okay, load the data, some post, and we do like, we want to display the slug. So we have the params slug. And if I go to this, we get the 90s mixtape. So if I do like, I don't know, title, I don't think I have to change slug. I have to change slug. Okay, let's not fuck around with this then. Let's just move on. We'll get to the title eventually, I guess. I don't know. I would like going through this, through the documentation. Just a minute ago, I thought to myself, oh, I'm spending so much time going through this documentation and I want to get started with my own site already. But hey, we're learning things. And sometimes the slow path is the right path. I mean, I've never worked with Remix before. I see lots and lots and lots of people starting to use it. So why not learn it the right way? Okay, so we are going to import the type. So we have to import the type for the loader function. So we can say const loader is loader function. Okay, then we have params. So now it knows that params is params. Okay, that's quite nice. So I don't have to go through every type because params is already part of loader. Okay. Exports. Okay. Now, let's actually read the post from the file system. Add a get post function to our post module. Okay, we have get posts. Now we will make a... This is export basic export async named function. I always forget this. You know what? I will not bother doing that and boring you all with also learning my shortcuts or my snippets. It's saying that it already has a get post. Am I stupid? I think we didn't make any. Why are these only... Oh, basically what they do is they... Are they doing that? I'm confused. Why are these two lines green when we haven't... Oh, well, we'll just continue. So then we'll await the read file is the file path. Which makes sense. And then we make the attributes. We parse prompt matter. File to string. Yes, that's right. Then we are adding this check again. And based on attributes. And if there's something wrong, we say post file path is missing attributes. And then we will return the slug and the title, which is attributes title. And now we can go to use the new post into slug. We will import get post from post, and we'll import invariant from tiny invariant. And then inside of the loader, we will have invariant params slug. Okay, so you have to do this yourself. I think Next.js takes care of this part where you need to do this manually in Remix. But I think this makes for better errors. Because Next.js sometimes... I mean... was it last week or was it the beginning of the week? Yeah, beginning of the week. I had an error where one of my Notion... one of the Notion APIs didn't return the summary for one of the database rows because it wasn't filled out, or... To this day, I still don't know what the exact problem was, but it took me a lot of debugging to find out what the hell the problem was. And doing it this way, you can see, okay, there's something wrong with the param slug. And you probably do this for everything else, but at this moment, you know, okay, if the slug isn't there, probably the site will crash. I don't know if it doesn't have the title, it will still render the page, but just without the title, or null or undefined. We'll have to wait and see. Now we change this to post. And then we change this to post.title. Because now we have access to a... Okay, but we'll have to add some kind of type checking. Because now we don't know what's inside of post. Because post is any. And indeed, we have to update this to return get function params.slug. Yep. Objects are not valid. Why not? Because I'm stupid and I forgot to post the title here, and now it works because now it's just not this mixtape. Good job. I'm not an idiot after all. I'm just really bad at following documentation. Oh. Who would have thought that you could have 6 viewers while you were walking through some documentation? I hope it's entertaining, people. I will really get to my own website eventually, but I need to learn this, and why not take you along? See, that's co-working. I don't know. Maybe just some doubts I'm having on some uncertainty. Because now I'm thinking, oh, do people think I'm stupid for going through the docs and typing things over and trying to learn this while streaming? Shouldn't I have done it outside of the stream? Please leave feedback, because I don't know. It's still new to me, I guess. I used to think that I was so confident until I started streaming and putting myself out there. There's a lot of markdown parts. Okay, now we are going to get to the part where we are actually going to render the body, and we are going to do this with marked. Okay, so let's see what this package is about. npm. We just want to go to npm. Built for speed. Maximum speed. Low-level compiler for parsing markdown without caching or blocking for long periods of time. Lightweight volume all markdown features. Okay. Works in browser. So this do select ish. Okay, that's nice. It's just basic markdown stuff. Nothing fancy. And then we have get post. And then below this, or in this actually, attributes body. We do the file to string, and then we have above the return we have the marked body. And besides the slug title, I basically want to return the HTML. Okay, maybe it's convention that you do it before it, but I don't know, slug title HTML makes more sense, but slug HTML HTML, come on, brain, do it. Makes more sense, because then it's not named, named. Oh, shit. Sorry. This will basically not change the thing, but I don't know. Can we see anything? Nope. Nope. Okay. That's cool. That's actually better. Okay, and then we go to slug. And then we have to set in dangerous inner HTML, but that's fine because it's just markdown, and markdown is pretty safe. But now I actually have a security engineer in chat, so maybe this is not safe at all, and I will get a shout out and a fine from the European Union, and I will have to serve jail time. Hey, we have posts. Nice. Isn't it great? It is. Holy smokes, you did it. You have a blog. Woohoo! Right now, our blog posts and type fixes are tied to deploys. Well, that works in a simple way to get started, and it's much better to have to redeploy the whole website. But type change. The idea is that your post should be backed by a database, so we are going to use for that. Let's make a new admin section of the app. Oh, now we're going to do some fancy things. Let's make a new admin section of the app. Okay, I'm down. So we are going to import link. Let me check my app real quick. Okay, cool. Okay, we're gonna use another loader data from remix. Then we're probably needing to get the post because we're going to, and we also need to import the type. Why didn't we use the type post here? Do we need to include the type over there as well? Probably not. I don't know. They didn't tell me to edit, so I won't bother. And now we are including. Okay, it's. I guess. But why aren't we doing it here? Because then we need to include. Yeah, because it won't match. Because she has a slug, you have a title that was inside of the post type, but now it also includes HTML, which should be probably a type that comes from marked. Did I skip over that? No, I did not skip over that. Oh well, let's not be bothered by it. Let's just finish this quick start and go from there. Ooh. I guess this is the same. Yep. Okay, cool. We should recognize a lot of that code from the post route. We set up some extra HTML structure because we're going to style this real quick. Okay, now we're getting introduced to styles. Let's just do it the remix way, and then once we get to my own project, we will try out the Tailwind way. Which should be pretty easy, because I read up on those docs and it seemed pretty straightforward. Okay, I will copy and paste the CSS. And then in admin, we import admin styles from styles admin.css. Okay, and then we get introduced to the links, which is also, I guess, a standard way Just like loader, it's just something you name and then it's magically works. Row, style sheet, href, admin, styles. Cool. Okay, so now we have okay, that works. Nice. Each route can export a link function. Okay, so just like we have loader, we also have access to the links function, which probably needs to return an array. Yep. Return that rel and href. So we can call it script or we call it style sheet, as long as it's a link. Good soup. Let's fill in this placeholder with the index route for admin. Hang with us, we're introducing nested routes. Nested routes. Did we already do that? Okay. Sure. So in routes, we want to have a full folder admin inside of a file. We have index tsx, which is now empty. So we'll include the link from remix, and we'll export default name function admin, which needs to be capitalized, in which we return a p, alright, with a link, which is create a new post to new. Okay, so let's continue. I was distracted by something. Because yeah, I'll be almost 2 hours in following this tutorial, so my attention is starting to slip a little bit. I need to think of some sort of break format for the stream, where we can maybe take a 5 to 15 minute break and do something fun. I don't know. That's something I will think of for next week. Maybe submit some videos. I don't know. I definitely need to think of something. Otherwise, I would just be sitting here quiet. Maybe I will put on my hoodie and just be like, okay, let me just go away this quickly so I can be done and get off stream. Stretch. Okay. You see, you can get control which part MBTS layout the child route renders. So this is in the Where did admin Oh, ¿qué pasa? I'm doing it wrong. I'm doing this out of the wrong file. Excuse me. Mr. Jedi. Yeah, so we have link. Now we need outlet. Oh, so that's what the outlet is all about. Oh, that's pretty cool. It's just pretty much... And then, okay, so where we had the dot 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 in main, we can do the outlet and then it... Oh. Me likey. And now we have it. Oh, but that's pretty cool. That's pretty nice. But when would I use it? I mean, Remix has a pretty good example on their website where they do this. So yeah, you have it right below here. So basically, this is just the root. And then sales, and then there's another outlet, and then there's another outlet. Can I? No, I can't toggle the code of that. I mean, I hate scroll animations so much. Yep. Yeah, exactly. But they don't show the code for that particular dashboard. Maybe it's somewhere in the docs. But hey, we're seeing it right here. But that's a practical example for using outlets. Because if I look at my own website, I don't see where I need to put the outlets. Yeah, maybe I can do the main content and then the navigate. But those will just be, these will be in the root. So this will definitely be one big outlet. Same for the blog. I don't have any difficult things to render that need an outlet. Oh well, but it's nice to learn about it. Maybe for another project. Okay, hang on with a minute. It's confusing at first. Now in the message parent route. Yeah, exactly. I know. Maybe this will help. Let's add a new admin. And let's do a new .tsx. And let's do export default function, new post. Actually, can I just... Oh, and then if I tap... Ah, that is cool. Then I can just remove it. Okay, return h2, new post. Now click the link from the index route and watch the outlet automatically swap the index route from the new route. That's pretty cool. Hey, that's pretty awesome. So it didn't touch the knob like at all. If you look here over here. That's cool. And it imports a new module preload. So it's fast. That's cool. I can get behind that. Okay, so we have the new actions. We're going to get serious now. Ooh. We're going to get serious. Let's build a form to create a new post in our new route. Let's do that. Oh, my attention is really slipping. I need to get this. Okay, we're almost done. We're almost done. Don't worry. I'll be sure to think of something to have a small break with. But if I'm having a small break right now, I will probably just sit in silence and watch a YouTube video, and that's not really interesting. Okay. So we have this form component in Remix. Remix aware form. It behaves like a normal form, except that the interactions with the server is with fetch instead of new document request, allowing components to add nice UX to the page. Submit and return data. Doesn't that fuck with some... No, I guess not. I guess it's just a different way of using forms. And I can't think off the top of my head any web browsers that won't like this behavior, because I think pretty much everyone is doing it. Okay. So we have P, paragraph, which is a label. Why is this separated with paragraphs? This isn't semantically correct. Why is the label inside of a paragraph? Because it's not a paragraph. It's a... Oh well, let's not get too hung up on that. It's fine. Post title. Why is the label? Okay. Now I'm getting confused. But let's just stick with it and do it our own way if we ever have to do it. But you know what? I'm just blatantly going to copy this and HTML from ID Markdown, name Markdown. Okay, you can basically write some Markdown inside of there. And then we're going to submit. This is basically a just another form which you define with the form component which comes from Remix. This is currently a bit magical. This is all just HTML and nothing fancy in here. Just like you would build a normal form. Okay, cool. So now we have this. Okay. If you love HTML, you should be getting pretty excited. Yeah, I love the HTML like you, but I would never do this. Or maybe this is correct and I'm just a fool and I've been a clown for many years, but hey, who knows. If you're doing a lot of form on submit and button on click, you're about to have your mind blown by HTML. Ooh, I'm prepared to have my mind blown. All you really need for a feature like this is a form to get data from the user and a backend action to handle it. And in Remix, that's all you have to do. Okay, nice. That sounds awesome. Let's create the essential code that knows how to save a post in the save post, version your post. Okay, let's go to the post. Let's make this a little bit smaller. So we are going to create a new async function called create post with post, which takes a post, and then we have a const markdown. That's kind of a weird looking string. So dash 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 new line title, which gets the post title, new line dash dash new line post markdown. Oh yeah, this is this format. So dash 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 new line title, as you can see here, and then it prints the title, and then the dash is dash, then it does a new line, and then it does the markdown. I don't know exactly why it's doing new line, but maybe that's because then because if I do like dash 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 new line, will start it here, but you want to have some space, so that's another new. Okay, yeah, makes sense. Brain fart. Okay, and then we await fs write file. And then we do like pet join post pet post dot slug. And I guess, yeah, exactly. Oh, plus empty. And that is so. And then we do markdown. And then we return the get post slug. Post is any, yeah. Okay, let's close everything for a second, just so it's a bit more clean. Now we open the new. And we're gonna have the redirect, or I guess after we submit the post. And we use the create post from post. Now we have an export. Okay, and above this we are going to create the action. Export const action is async error function, which takes a request, which for some reason doesn't need a type, but I know for sure types are included, but we'll get to that later as I see down below here. Requests. Const form data is await request form data. Okay, so now we get the form data from the request. Then we're going to separate it all out into a title, which is form data dot get title. Then we can grab this, pretty much do like this. Slug, and then we can do it like this and call this mark. Okay, my fingers were on the wrong position on the keyboard. We can do this, and then we await create post title slug markdown, and then we return a redirect to admin once everything is submitted. So now it gives me a little markdown, needs to be markdown. That's it. Remake and the browser will take care of the rest. Click the submit button and watch the sidebar that lists our posts automatically update. So okay, let's say another post, another post, another post, some text. Oh shit. That works. But why? Oh, and then it's okay, so it makes a wait, and then it automatically gets that file. Oh, that's cool. I mean, that's pretty normal, but my brain is so foggy at the moment that I didn't expect that behavior yet. Take care of this. Okay, okay, that's pretty cool. TypeScript is met again, and the browser sticker was okay. It's pretty awesome. I won't do it. I don't think I have many form submission or even any form submission at all. I only basically need to read data. But so far I'm liking the developer experience. It's pretty straightforward. It's pretty easy so far. I mean, definitely I need to write definitely a lot less code than I would have met with Next.js. I mean, that's the feeling I have right now. I might have to write it in both frameworks to see if that's really true, but so far I like this experience. It's straightforward. back. Awfully intense workout yesterday again. Squats. And boxing. For some reason, boxing really blows out my back from time to time. Okay, in the HTML and input name attribute sent over the network and available the same name of the request form, blah, blah, TypeScript is met again. Let's okay. So type new post. Let's include that above the create post. Okay, so it will basically tell me whenever I need to add in TypeScript. That's also a nice way for me to learn TypeScript, because so far the compiler or Remix has only thrown little red scribbly lines whenever I forgot to include TypeScript. And for now it has only shown me that in places where I expected that I needed to write TypeScript, but I didn't yet because I wanted to wait how they do it in the documentation. But that's nice for me that they have set up certain conventions. Okay, and here we really want you to use TypeScript, and other places you are free to do anything you like. Okay, so then from this one we need to import type action function from Remix. And then we can just do it like this, I guess. And then it doesn't know request, but now it knows request. But now it's saying, okay, we have create post, and now we expect this to be strings as well. Okay, now it doesn't have any form validation. Form data is not a string and also not a string expected to be declared here on new post. Okay, yeah, that's pretty obvious. Pretty obvious. So now we are getting introduced to errors, which I've been told are quite easy to handle in Remix. If no title, okay, errors. Title is true. If no slug, then errors. Slug is true. If no markdown, then errors. No errors dot mark. Oh, then we get. Oh. Wait. Ah. I'm lost. Daddy, please help. Errors. Nee, I was on a markdown. Is true. Yeah, I was doing the right thing. I was just looking at a different part of the documentation. And then indeed we do an object.keys. Errors. If it has any length, we know there are errors. And we return the errors. Does not exist on type. Empty. Notice we don't return a redirect this time. We actually return errors. These errors are not available in the component view. Use action data. It's just like use loaded data, but the data comes from the post. Okay, so then we go to new. Am I stupid? No, I'm not. It's just the same file we're editing. All right. Okay, so when you're building a form, you can also use, or you should use action data. So this is part of new post where you can say const. Okay, now we have access to the action data, and we can say with label now we include a space there. If there are any errors and there's an error on the title, we give an error title is required. Otherwise, we will return nothing. And pretty much the same for post slug. Slug is required. And we absolutely need to update this. And then we also want to include this markdown. Oh, we actually want to include it outside of the label. Okay, error stored markdown. Markdown is required. Excuse me. Okay, now we are getting back to the... Okay, we did it's met. Import invariant. We're also going to create a type for the post error title. It shouldn't always be there, but boolean. We also make that for the slug, and we also make that for the markdown. And then we can say, yep, we can do this. Oh. And now it's not man anymore. And then we just copy over this. And now that's not man anymore. I don't have to try out the Node.js version. It's not something I'm interested in at the moment. And I really want to get this over with. We're almost there. Okay, now we're getting to the transition part, which is also pretty fun. So before this, we do a new promise which sets a timeout. And then we can also use transition, and then you can do transition. Okay, that's not what we want, but we can still. Ooh, that's quite cool. So pretty much if I say remote work is awesome and more people should work remotely, creating nice, that's cool. And then I can go to posts, my first post, remote work. Oh, this is cool. Nice. Now there's guest to enhance. That's it for today. Done without JavaScript browser at all. Some other things that you could do is make it automatically slugify the title into the slug field or let users override it. Maybe we'll add that later. That's it for today. Your home page is to make an edit page for your post. I'm not going to do that because I get it now. The links are already there in the sidebar, but return 404, create a new route that reads the post and put them into the fields. All the code you need is already in AppRoute Slug and AppRoute. We hope you love Remix. I enjoyed this quick start tutorial. But did I enjoy it enough so that I want to write my personal website with Remix? That's the question. Yeah, I think I actually do. It's something new, it's something exciting. I love the way it somewhat takes me by the hand regarding TypeScript, while also staying pretty out of my way with I don't have to worry about the get static props, etc, etc. It's just here you have a load function, load in the data and send it. You know, create a page. I still have to figure out how it will work with Notion, but probably this post TypeScript file will just be a Notion.ts file, and it will then still be get post and get post, etc. So it will be pretty similar to this one, only it will require the Notion API, which all happens fairly naturally. I think I can grab most Notion API code from a previous project if I just alter it just a little bit. Now, the only thing I am wondering is how would you do basic nation in Remix? Because I know that Next.js supports SWR, which is a pretty handy little thing. Yeah, but I can also could use SWR inside of here. Or I can just say fuck it, because I will figure it out once I get to it. Yeah, I think that's my I think that's the way to go. So, what did we learn today? We learned Remix, and there is so much more to figure out about this. I might dive into the philosophy page a little bit more to get some of the conventions down. But yeah, I'm loving it so far. Let me read some of this code. Let's put this to the side for a bit. The Remix philosophy can be summed up in 4 points. Embrace the service client model, including separation of source code from code data. Work with, not against the foundations of the web. I like that. It's always been good and it's gone really good in the last few years. I accept that. Use JavaScript to augment the user experience by emulate browser behavior. Yep. Don't over abstract underlying technologies. And I think that's what Remix does a little bit better than Next.js, which I actually like more. You can make your server fast, but you can't control the user's network with today's web history. Okay, this is actually a small jab. I mean, it's more of a jab towards Next.js. You don't need static files to make your server fast. This very site is timed to first, that's very hard to beat and is completely flash. Yeah. We leverage distributed systems at the edge instead of static builds. We can fix the typo and the site flags it within seconds. No rebuilds, no redeploys, not even HTTP caching. What you can't make fast is the user's network. The only thing you can do is decrease the amount of stuff you send over the network. Less JavaScript, less JSON, less CSS. The easiest way. You have a server that you can move the logic to. Yeah, okay, sounds cool. I can get behind that. Now I have to send out a spicy tweet about how I learned Next.js in 2 hours and 40 minutes. Nope. I think I might send out a tweet about my experience with Remix. Maybe I'll write a blog article on Dev2 or something once I completed my own website. Could be it's fun. Could be fun and a little bit of marketing for my own site. But let's just put that idea to the back of my head, because I haven't built my website yet and I have to wait and see if everything is possible. I mean, everything will be possible, but if I like the development experience enough that I can actually finish my project, or that I start screaming like 4 hours into development and then I want to go back to Next.js. Because we only did a quick start, and the quick start is probably like the ideal way to use Remix. I already read some messages on Twitter that people are asking for a little bit more documentation on some of the errors Remix sometimes throws. Okay, server client model. This drop the payload from 100. Okay, so we have the loader with Remix files down the data on the server before you send to the user. Compressed. 8. Yeah, okay. That's 20 times smaller. This sounds great. If you get good at Remix, you will accidentally get good at web development in general. I guess. But if you get good at anything, like you probably spent tens, maybe hundreds of hours in it, yeah, you don't get accidentally good at something. If you get good at Remix, you just spent like 10 to 100 hours on web development. And that you accidentally use Remix for your project. I mean, if you use Next.js 10 to 100 hours, you will, okay. But they have a point, because they focus more on web standards, HTTP and HTML. Just reading out this title, linking this to this. Because they use more web standards, and then, for example, Next.js, which abstracts that away a lot of the times. Yeah, okay. I can partially get behind that. Remix API makes it convenient to use the fundamental browser. Yeah, okay, so basically the argument I was making here, they make the argument themselves, as if they were expecting that question. For example, getting CSS on specific languages is done with a route module method named links, where you return, okay, the abstract enough to optimize your app's performance. Okay, but I'm not going to use that particular feature because I want to use Tailwind, and as far as I know, Tailwind doesn't really care and only comes with one export. Yeah, Tailwind only exposes one CSS file, but it's pretty small. Or am I going to use plain CSS just for the fuck of it? No, I'm going to use Tailwind for the speed of it. Technical explanation. What is Remix? Excuse me. Ah. Nothing too fancy. Nothing too fancy. Web frameworks break my mind. There's just too many of them for everything. Yep, welcome to my world, where every client wants to have the website built in one or a specific framework. And that's why most of the time, if a client comes to me and say, hey, I want to have a web application built in Vue.js, I would say, okay, that's great. That's not for me. If you are willing to let me make it in like React or Next.js or a framework I know, I'm fine with that. But I'm not going to learn Vue.js, for example. Because Remix is based on React. So okay, weet je, that's Dutch. You know, it's a natural extension to go from React to Remix. Just like it was easy for me to go from React to Next.js. It introduced some different concepts, but altogether it's pretty similar. But if you ask me to build a website in Vue, I have to learn basically a whole different library and a whole different set of tools and all different concepts and all different, you know, it's just the amount of this is the way you do it in Vue.js and this is the way you do it in what other frameworks do we have? Ember? No, it's just too much. Did I try Vue.js out in the past? Yes. I wasn't very fond of it. But hey, that's just my personal opinion. And that's also because I didn't spend 100 hours on it, where I did spend like hundreds of hours on React. So naturally I'm better at React than I am at Vue. Yeah, I think I'm just going to sit back a little. What else? Let's stop this timer. We did that. So setup development environment. Doing scissors. Okay, I'm actually going to fuck off, Cortana. I never want to use you. So we explored Remix. So we did something a little differently from planning, but that's okay. Do I have a shit? I'm not working on my website this week anymore. Okay. When am I going to work on? I haven't planned it yet. Okay, then let's say next week we need to set the Remix. Setup Tailwind, CSS. Setup Notion database for CMS. What else can I do to move it into one good session? To turn it into one good session is the correct way of saying that. I don't know. Create navigation? No. I think this is fine. Perform a test, build navigation or something along those lines. Something test slash. Yeah, no, that's right. And that's part of the arch. Let's see, what else do we need to do today? This is done. I actually have to send out a tweet today, but I am going to do that later, maybe after dinner. Because I first want to look into my course, which I'm following, which is Find Your Following by Arvid. It's freaking awesome. Especially for me who wants to get into social media more, and especially Twitter, because I follow a lot of awesome people on Twitter and I want to be better at it myself. And build a little following on Twitter. I have to do the exercises. So yeah, I think I am going to call it a day, which means I have again outwork myself. Or outwork myself. Did things faster than I expected. Which is nice. Which is always nice. Which means I have to plan next week better. So tomorrow I might stream tomorrow. It's not on the schedule, but I might stream. I mean, maybe you get a notification when I'm online, or maybe check Twitch, or not. Do your own thing. Enjoy life. But I might stream tomorrow. Not 100% sure, because I also have to help my parents out with something, and I don't know if that's in the middle of the day or in the morning. But we'll see. If I'm online, you will receive a notification, or just check my Twitter. There will probably be a tweet with, "Oh, I'm live on Twitch." So yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome meeting you, Dragonia. Had a really nice talk. Thanks again for all other people who dropped by. I mean, at the top we had like 6 viewers, which is like a giant mind-blowing experience for me, because, I don't know, I'm new to this. Thanks, was a nice stream. Thank you very much. Thanks for the kind words. So yeah, maybe until tomorrow, I would recommend following my Twitter to see if I'm online tomorrow, or just the Twitch, as I just said. And I will see you guys in the next one. See ya!